Whoa, what's going on, everybody? Welcome. It's Monday night.
Yeah, boy. Monday night?
February 17th, 6:30 p.m. on the dot.
We are on
you guys like, share, subscribe, all that really fun stuff. We're going to talk about, of course, we're going to talk Razorback basketball and what Joe Lunardi had to say, assuming I didn't lose my place on here we go. I couldn't download the video. We're just going to have to watch it, and it's on Whole Hog Sports Twitter. So shout out to Matt Jones and them, but that'll be here in just a minute. You guys make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button if you haven't already. Shout out to Direct Service Overhead, the garage door company, same day services, quality parts, affordable outcomes, better than best results. Hundreds of 5-star reviews, Travis. I don't know if you're aware of that or not, but hundreds of 5-star reviews. 501
We're almost to 900.
Good Lord. 244-3667. Again, that's 501-244-3667. And you can, check out their link provided for you down below. Travis, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm looking for your post on Twitter to like and reshare. What
I
happened?
didn't share it. I shared everywhere. There we go. There it is.
This guy. I'm doing good, man. To be a Razorback fan, I'm here, man. I'm here.
The craziest.
Go ahead.
I was going to say the craziest thing right now is I don't think Arkansas fans are quite sure. I don't think they know how to feel. And I think you're in that crowd.
I'm in the worst, most toxic Razorback crowd there is, dude. I don't know about that. I'm such a shitty fan.
I don't know about that. I mean, but I think you fit that criteria. Like, you're in that basket of, I thought we were going to be better, right? Is that fair?
Yeah, I think with the talent we had coming in, I expected more. You know what I mean? Because you're like, even when I was making graphics for these, when all these people, what's the word? So you're just like, oh, 5-star, 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 4-star. Holy crap, we're gonna be awesome. How could we be bad? And then you forget about that whole thing about the team gelling.
Oh yeah,
got a team full of star players, and they're like, what? I don't want to play with this guy.
Well, if it's that, I don't know. Or if it's just like there's something about not being able to scrimmage, not being able to go 1-on-1s or 1-on-2s for that matter, 1-on-3s, doesn't matter. Like, they can't, not that you can do that, but anybody can do that. But
I just wonder what this team would have looked like had Boogie not got hurt. Would it have been better or would it have been worse? Because I couldn't tell you one way or the other.
That's a good question, but I feel like it's a fairly. I think we all know what would have happened if he would have gotten hurt. And that's the wildest thing about the 2024-25 Arkansas Razorback basketball team. Had he not gotten injured, what is the narrative of this team then? Mm-hmm. Are they still trying to figure things out? And would we even be talking about them as a contender to make or to get invited to the big dance? And so that's the question. You're either on the side of, I think Cal still would have figured it out. I think Cal would have figured it out. Cal would have spotted it in practice. Now that they're kind of in the because it's been how long now? 2 weeks since Boogie's been out. Maybe he would have figured it out because
it's only been 2 weeks. He's been gone a month.
It feels like it's been.
Because DJ Wagner is certainly not a better point guard than Boogie Fland. Or is he? It's one of those things to where it's like, who the hell knows, right?
Yeah. I feel like Wagner is at home at the point guard spot. I don't know. Boogie Fland he's going to be, that's where he's going to be graded out as in the NBA. He's going to be graded out as a point guard. And there's no doubt that whatever he does moving forward, they're going to talk about him being the one, playing the one. Maybe he could play combo. I don't know. Maybe he can do a little bit of the two in the NBA. But I think he's a point guard. But that is the craziest thing. Like, you've got this 5-star point guard who things just don't seem to gel once you get into conference play. Things were pretty good for the most part in your non-conference portion of your schedule.
Yeah.
It wasn't until SEC play where all of a sudden you're just playing teams that are chock full of, either future first rounders or just teams that are just really well built that don't have your kind of talent, but they've got experience. There's some of that.
Did you hear where Nelly said that he had to adjust to the SEC defenses?
Yeah.
He's like, I ain't played people like this, man. This is weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I fall on that plane. Go ahead.
Well, I want to criticize this team really bad, but I'm giving Cal a 1-year pass. But next season better be better than this. Here's the thing, though. Like, okay, outside of what's going on in Kentucky, say what you want. Kentucky has played a better brand of ball. Are they better than Arkansas? I mean, obviously not. Arkansas beat them at Rupp, right? But outside of Kentucky,
they're slowly catching up to our failure.
Outside of Kentucky, what first-year coach is lighting the world on fire right now?
Dude, it's the brand. It's the brand that came with Cal. With Cal came expectation, immediate expectation. It was, you don't have time to not be good because of who he is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's fair. Yeah.
Between that and just the talent that he brought in, everybody's like, this no brainer. We're gonna whoop everybody.
Yeah.
So with basically Cal being a human, everybody's like, what? We can't, So yeah, I think it came with. I think the expectations that came with him is probably a little unfair, but at the same time, you get these names and you're like, oh, okay, well, he's gonna be able to figure it out quick. Any other coach though, short of a Dan Hurley or somebody else like that, I think everybody's like, we'll give him a year or so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with giving him a year. I think next year I think we're gonna have one of the best backcourts in the nation. Front court, back court.
They're gonna be stacked next year.
Yeah.
They're gonna be stacked. I think both ends. And they are this year. The problem is they just don't have any like follow-up guys. You've got your great high caliber players, and then also you've got guys that are not that are just not. Nelly Davis is a really good example. Nelly is not. He's so hot and cold. You don't know what the hell to expect from him. And then you've got like a Billy Richmond who just lately is starting to find his game. And then
Billy's a dog, man. He's one of my favorite on the team.
I love him. Yeah, I love him a lot. He's been great. But you've got a mix of guys that's just like you're stacked. You feel really good. But then there's just that other part of the portion of your depth that they just do not have. So. And that's been a big problem. You need like 2 more guys to just come off that bench and provide quality production on the floor, and they don't have it. Now,
well, I was going to say, certainly next year we will have a deeper team. I think the lesson has been learned on that. Did he do that? Did he do that because of who he could get with the amount of time that he had? The one thing I don't think a lot of people take into account is the amount of time that Cal had to throw that class together, because make no mistake, I think it was thrown together.
Yeah.
Clearly 90% of it was from the portal. He did bring some of his guys, but he didn't have a year or 2 years to recruit the guys he did. So it's kind of like, well, you sit there and you're like, well, he built the team, so they can't suck. Well, he built it as fast as he could with what he could get.
Yeah.
So maybe that'll make a difference next year.
For anyone wondering, Musselman's 14-11 at USC. Okay, 14-11. He is 6-8 in conference, but let's be real. That is the Big Ten. It's just not what the SEC is right now, which is so wild to say out loud, by the way. Like, I thought for sure, like Michigan State, Purdue, Wisconsin, some of these teams, I thought for sure, like the whole UCLA is not having a great year, although they're not bad. They're 19-7, but by their standards with Cronin, like, yeah, no, they need to be at they should be north of like 20 wins this year already. And well, they're close, but yeah, they've only got, how many teams does Lunardi have them in at? I think it's just right behind the SEC, but it's still not. I would have been shocked 4 years ago if you were to tell me that the conferences would be the quality that they are this year, like the SEC and then the Big Ten, then the Big 12, the ACC. It's crazy to me how much better the SEC has gotten. I would have been shocked. I've said for a while the higher caliber of coaches are going to make this a better league. I would never have dreamt that it's going to put the SEC in a situation where they could break the record of the amount of teams sent to the NCAA tournament. I would never have imagined that. And here we are. They could legitimately send 12, 13 teams to the tournament.
Which is crazy.
That's so crazy.
It's crazy that the Big 12 for years has been the best, and then all of a sudden just
For sure. Yeah, Big 12 is taking a giant shit. Hey, make sure you guys like, share. Sharing is caring. Share the tweet over on Tusk Talk. I see Kerper's done it. Austin's done it. July's done it. Make sure you share. Sharing is caring.
Tell your mama Neil.
Tell your mama Neil. That's right. Did you see this? Watch this. Hold on. Let me pull the comment down here. Watch this. Chat. Check this out. This is hilarious.
We're going to get this thing rolling. I sat there and watched more Louisville fans in here than Notre Dame people. And that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing for me because I'm the head coach here. And yes, I got us in this predicament. But don't come back when we're losing or when we're winning because we're turning this around, man. You better believe that. Everybody that gave up on me, believe it. Write this date down and believe it. Because we're going to get this thing rolling. I don't care if you gave up on me or not.
Dude, that's awesome. He was super angry.
He was so pissed. That was Shrewsbury at Notre Dame. Oh, my God. They're not good this year.
And he was pissed.
I think everyone thought they're going to be better than where they're at right now. I think they've got like 10, 11 wins. Yeah, they're 11-14.
I didn't even know Notre Dame had a basketball team.
They're bad, dude. They're 8.5 games out in the Big Ten, or excuse me, the ACC standings. My bad. Yeah, ACC's a mess, dude.
How did I miss that? That's the first time I've ever seen that. That's hilarious.
This was earlier today is when I saw this. So, yeah, Notre Dame is the bottom 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, bottom 6 of the current ACC standings. They're really bad. Duke and Clemson and Louisville basically are running that conference.
I love the big pause after he's like, "I got us in this predicament," and he just sat there and he's like, "Shit,
yeah.
Why did I say?"
Yeah.
He's like, pain.
I'll say this. Next time, maybe just go ahead and pay the tip on the bill. Maybe just pay that 20% tip. I don't know. That's how angry that guy was. Don't care if you believe me or not. Wait. Oh, yeah.
What was it? Oh, the guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude was mad.
Big mad. Mad. All right. Joe Lunardi. Again, unfortunately, I couldn't download it, so we're just gonna have to watch the tweet here, or the video on Twitter, or on X, sorry. But here is Joe Lunardi talking about Arkansas's chances here and what they got to do. I'll play this for you guys.
Bracket came out this morning, Friday, Valentine's Day,
and yeah, this is obviously this is from Friday. So, yeah, I had no idea he was on there. And again, shout out to WholeHogSports.com, Matt Jones, all those guys. They do a wonderful job. I'm a big fan.
So, were they supposed to edit in behind his, like, on his green screen? And I
think so. And they, or maybe he messed up his setup there. I think he was supposed to do it. I don't know.
They're the Hogs. Last 4 in, 14 SEC teams. No one would have thought this possible. But the games keep breaking, not only the SEC's way, but in this example, Arkansas's way. And, oh, my goodness, what a story if it comes to pass.
What have you seen from Arkansas the last couple of weeks that gives you confidence to put them in your bracket?
Well, I think beating teams at the top of the bracket, as they've done here, is certainly the most important thing. You beat Alabama, you beat Kentucky on the road. The X and O part, I'll leave to other people, but it certainly seems that maybe the rotation is a way that Cal likes it. Some are saying maybe there's a little addition by subtraction. going on there. I'm not there every day, so I don't know.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, right there, that is it, though. It was addition by subtraction.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, let's just face it. Again, we already touched on this earlier. You asked the question. It was a great question. Where would Arkansas be with Boogie Flan on the floor? It's, again, you're either on the side that Cal figures it out or you're on the side that Cal sticks with what he had.
I think with him being who he is, I think he would have figured it out. Probably the more I think about it, because I mean, I don't know. It did seem like he was riding with Boogie, man.
Boogie was his guy, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Boogie was his guy.
But I can only judge the results and the games that I see, and it's working for them right now. And if they can just be, on the right side of 500 the rest of the way, including the SEC tournament, I think they're going to sneak in.
You've been doing this for a long time. Does it?
So, okay. He does mention the SEC tournament here, which is interesting. I kind of expected him to say, okay, just don't lose the games that you're not supposed to lose, and win the games you're supposed to win, and you'll be fine. But he doesn't say that. In fact, he just throws in, you've also got the SEC tournament. I don't know. What'd you make of what he just said there?
I don't know. Going 500 SEC tournament doesn't seem well. It depends on who we play. I want to say, and this goes kind of to the matchup predictors that I pulled earlier. We may be able to do it without. I don't know, man. Eating it in the tournament would kill us, like first round,
Well,
but they would be quad one wins basically. If we win two games in the tournament, that's 2 quad one wins, essentially.
Woo Pig says we got to have a big showing in the SEC tourney, no doubt. See, it just depends on kind of what Lunardi was talking about here. Like, you just can't lose the games. Like, losing to South Carolina and Vanderbilt. Now, as I understand it, going to South Carolina and to Vandy are not the losses you think they are. So I'm not sure. He even says in this, and I don't know if I want to get that far into it, but he says something about how at South Carolina being a quad one game. I don't know if I misheard that, but I'm like, no, dude, their net ranking is like barely in the 100s.
On the matchup predictor, they actually have Vandy the favorite now, 58-42.
I believe it, because Vandy at home is worth 12, 14 points. Let's play this. See what else. Matt asked him a really good question here about Cal.
Feel weird to see a John Calipari coach team on the bubble. You don't have a lot of experience with that.
That's a great question. Has it ever happened? I guess there was one year where Kentucky was, got hot late and was an 8-9 in the first round and went to the Final Four. That was the Harrison twins. But yeah, I mean, they were probably on the bubble for a stretch of February, but by Selection Sunday, they were safe. Yeah, I don't know that I've associated Cal and the bubble. And, frankly, had I done so, he probably would have called me and given me a little Paisan slap.
Arkansas's got a couple of games this week, Joe.
Okay.
They are in the next week.
I think this
top 10 teams on the road. They go to A&M on Saturday. They play at Auburn next week. If they were able to pull out a win in either of those, what does that do for their resume?
I think a split there would be heaven sent. And I mean, how many road games in that league aren't top 10? Maybe not by the poll, but certainly by the net and by ranking and by placement in the bracket. A road game at South Carolina.
Listen to this.
The last place team in the league is quad one. Like, that has never happened. It's never come close to happening. So the real story is the SEC nationally this year, in my opinion. And, look, the seed list today, 4 of the top 5 teams are from the SEC. There's another 2 on the 3 line. There's 2 on the 4. I mean, it's almost impossible to build a bracket following all of the bracketing rules
to
avoid SEC playing each other.
You're going to have, yeah.
And Arkansas.
That's a really good point, Travis. You're going to have, if they do send, let's say they're conservative and they only send 10, there's still a good chance you're going to have SEC on SEC by Sweet 16. I mean, once you get down to there, you're about to play each other. And so you could realistically have this strong year and they knock each other out. You might have a couple of games this year that are SEC on SEC. Maybe if someone goes on a good Final Four or a couple teams go on Elite Eight Final Four runs, eventually they're going to play each other. They're going to knock each other out. It's not going to be like you're not going to see 4 or 5 games where the SEC's playing each other. You're not going to see that. It'll be like 1 or 2 games, which is still insane. I don't know. Don't even ask me the history on that. I have no idea how many times that's happened.
I wonder how many times the Big 12 has had that happen in the past.
I feel like if anyone had, it'd be the Big 12 or the ACC when the ACC was really good. The Big 10 not that long ago, really strong. And they still are a strong conference. They're just not where the SEC's at. Everyone just joining, make sure you like, share, and hit the subscribe button. Check out Patreon. I released the cards this month, by the way. I released the cards in Discord. If you haven't seen, I'll show them to you here in a little bit. I think you'll dig them. I don't know what else he said here because I didn't follow it on. We don't have to listen to him anymore. But
apparently 40 more minutes worth of stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if we want to stay here for 40 more minutes listening to him, but he is. I listen to him from time to time. I really like listening to Lunardi talk about, just his bracket and kind of where he's at with every team. Here is the current. Let's take a look at the current bracketology. Here we go.
I was going to say, I wonder if we have any luck getting that Cal boost, like we won't be on like the last 4 out or whatever.
Yeah.
And then just be like, come on, it's Cal, man.
I know it.
That would be awesome.
So there's Auburn as a 1, Alabama as a 1 seed, and then Florida is the other 1 seed, and then Duke.
Jeez.
God, dude.
3 of the 4.
I don't know if it'll stay that way. But my God, even if you have 2 1 seeds, that's pretty crazy. Like that was usually a testament to how strong a conference was, right? Like how many of the top 5 seeds do you have? And then how many of the 1 seeds does your conference have? And I said this last week, I don't ever remember any conference at any point since I've been following these brackets where there are 3 teams out of the same conference listed at the 1 seed. Maybe the Big East. There was a time when the Big East was around and it was a thing and you had some really strong teams in that conference. That was actually a really good basketball conference.
Angel actually has a really good point in chat. He says, are we the trap game for Auburn? Dude, maybe.
That's a good question.
Yeah, maybe.
It's a good question, man, because I had Auburn. So we know Auburn played a big game over the weekend. I'm sure you probably heard about it, but they played Alabama. They went on the road and they beat Bama 94-85.
They beat Bama on the road?
Yeah.
Damn. Man, Auburn's a good team, dude. I've watched a few of their games this year, and I'm just like, holy crap. They
found ways to win without Broom. Like, and by the way, Broom leads them in all categories. Like, well, the three of the really big ones, which is shooting percentage, assists per game, and then just points per game. He leads them in all of those.
He's a good player, man.
I mean, good Lord.
He made it on my NCAA 25 cover. Hilariously enough, I made it mostly SEC teams.
Yeah. It could be a trap. I don't know because I don't think so. Because they have Georgia at home after this.
Georgia's kind of went downhill though a little bit.
That's what I'm saying. I think they're going to be ready to play. I don't think Bruce Pearl's going to overlook, and he's got that history with Cal. I don't think he's going to overlook Arkansas at all. I'm very curious what the spread's going to look like. I think it'll be -10, but I guess we'll find out.
Naturally, another 8 p.m. game.
Of course. Would be Arkansas basketball without it now, would it?
No, it wouldn't, man. If only we could get all 8 p.m. football games, Or 6 p.m. football games.
6 p.m. Yeah, I was going to say, oh my God.
8 p.m. football games would suck.
No, thank you to 11 or 12:30, 1 a.m. post-game shows. No, thank you.
Yeah, I guess by trap game, I don't think he'll overlook them. I just wonder if it's one of those things they didn't see coming to where it's like, okay, they're like, if we just have a heater of a game, if the shots that are normally set up just drop,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm more excited about them playing on the road versus it playing at home. Because it seems like we do better in more stressful environments.
Yeah.
So
They do. They play better.
Maybe I don't hate this being at Auburn.
And it's nothing against Auburn.
We went into Rupp under the most immense amount of pressure to win a game, probably all season, and they handled business.
Yeah. Well, there's only been one game since Arkansas's been on this run, since they've kind of turned it around. I say run, since they've turned it around. Been one game where I was like, what the hell is going on? And like for the most part, they've done either a good job. You go back to the Alabama game. There's only been a couple, maybe one, maybe two games where I'm like, what the hell is this? But they find ways to fight back into those games. In the adjustments at halftime, you start to see them do a little full court press. They'll switch up their defense a little bit. And then, I don't know, like we saw Big Z finally turn it up in the final minutes of that game.
He had some garbage time threes.
Yeah, like the game was too little too late.
Mm-hmm.
Like where were those 15 minutes
They really
ago?
kept him off the perimeter of that game. That was kind of weird.
It was a strange matchup.
Yeah.
It really was.
They had an annoying defense. It was like annoying to watch. You're like, oh. Yeah. But they kept saying that on the TV too, and they were right. It was just watching them play. It seems like every defense just absolutely suffocates us, though. Like quite a few of them.
Well, lately I think they've done a pretty good job of countering what defenses throw at them, thanks to the perimeter shooting.
Yeah, and there just wasn't a lot of perimeter shooting. Nelly tried like hell, but
oh Lord,
there just wasn't a lot of perimeter success that game. And the turnovers just absolutely body bagged us.
17, man. 17 turnovers.
It's crazy.
And A&M is that, like I kept telling people, like A&M is just that good. That's what they do to teams. They suffocate you. They can stretch their zone out. They're not going to let you get hot outside. They've got really good perimeter defense. They're tough in the paint. They're tough around the rim. There's just not, it's really hard. They're a very physical, good defensive team. I've changed my mind on them up until about, I don't know, 10, 11 days ago. I was kind of like, I don't know what to make of A&M. I don't know if they're overrated or not. They've got a number of close games. They had that fight back game against Texas, and then we saw how that one ended up. And you start to feel like, okay, maybe they are sus. Maybe A&M is sus. And since then, they've played at like a really high level, and they've played better. And I think the same thing you could say about Arkansas, you could say about A&M. I know there's some A&M fans. I've got a friend of mine that's an A&M fan, and kind of said the same thing. He was worried about this game, but he felt like, you know what, we probably should win by double digits simply because you guys don't have the depth. So we should be able to wear you down with how physical we play. And that's kind of what happened. So, yeah, I don't know, man. The SEC is tough. I feel
like Anderson Garcia was just giving us the business. That kid was such a free pain, man.
Yeah. Well, they were just, what I was so impressed with was how they were able to do something they weren't really known to do most of the year. Like, they're not a great offensive team, or they weren't through non-conference play. Talking about A&M, they were not good on offense. Like, they were kind of like Tennessee, built on defense.
Yeah,
and a great elite rebounding team. And what they did in this game against Arkansas seemed like when Arkansas got hot, or like they were starting to, they'd go on a little scoring run. Like maybe they'd knock down a 3 and they'd come back with a 2 for, quick 5 points. A&M was able to just, all right, we're going to knock down this contested 3.
Wade Taylor, 70 years old. I hate that guy.
That poor guy.
I don't know why. They always beat us, I guess. I don't know. I don't like them.
Well, they beat Arkansas at everything. I mean, I hate to say it, but
yeah, they own us. It sucks.
They do. They just it just kind of is.
I don't want it in track. That's all I'm saying. Or baseball.
Baseball, they should get them. Feels like they always do.
I hope so.
We
need something. We're living on a prayer over here, dude.
It never ceases to amaze me though that teams that you would think that Arkansas should be better than in basketball, they still find ways to beat you. Oklahoma's a prime example of that. Oklahoma's not been as good as Arkansas, and yet they've got your number no matter if they're in or out of conference now.
Yeah.
And like Oklahoma is playing pretty good ball. I'm not trying to take anything away from OU. I mean, they are,
I think they're a decent team. Somebody killed them the other day, though.
Well, they're okay. Let me take that back. I know since conference they've been garbage, but they're a decent team leading into conference play. No one that's like a little bit above average is going to have a winning record in the SEC right now, and they're one of those. They're really bad in conference play, but like they're 3-9 in conference.
Oklahoma was giving us hell in the Big 12, though.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter if they're in or out of the conference. They find ways to beat Arkansas, and the same thing can be said of A&M. Like some of Muss's better teams should have beaten A&M. That just pisses me off.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me so angry that Arkansas cannot find a way to beat these teams. Missouri was, you're better than them in basketball. I don't know what the head-to-head record is there, but I don't know. I want from here on out, if you just win the games you're supposed to win, which I think that's Missouri, Texas, I'm going to say South Carolina, and then Mississippi State. I mean, I think you're a lock at that point, which I don't think then if you do that, like people are saying in chat, well, we got to go to the SEC tournament and play, got to be great in the tournament. No, I don't think you do. I really don't.
I think if you win those, you'll be fine. And I think they need to beat Vandy at home too.
Well, Vandy's on the road.
All right, that's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean. They need to beat Vandy on the road.
I don't think they have to.
You don't think so?
No.
How many wins would that put us at? Sorry to put you on the spot. I don't know. I still don't know the damn rules, man, of how many wins you need to have, how many quad wins.
It's all based. It's really, the selection
ranking.
Selection committee is going to look at net ranking, right? And Arkansas right now is a 42 in net ranking.
Mm-hmm.
You think about how many teams get into the tournament. Obviously, the higher you are. I listened to one podcast who said if you're somewhere north of like 50 on your net ranking by the end of the regular season, you're all but a lock to get in. But there would be some scragglers, right? So if that's true, then yeah, Arkansas is already like they're in. And here's the other thing: when you play these teams, your net ranking is not expected to drop at all based on where you're at now and where you'll be when you play Mississippi State to end the regular season. It shouldn't drop.
And then how much weight is put on the fact that we're in the SEC also?
Say what?
How much weight is put on the fact that about the league that we're in too?
Well, that's what it is. I mean, that's what's driving the net, right? Like it's these SEC teams. It was how dominant they were in non-conference play that put them in this position. And I don't know if Lunardi has any influence on the selection committee. I have no idea. He is usually pretty damn close. I mean, his bracketology is fantastic. But anyways, getting back to your talk about Vanderbilt. So Arkansas is 42nd in the net. You know where Vanderbilt is? 41st. So that's just outside, I think, of being what I thought was considered a quad one matchup. So no, I don't think you have to win. In fact, if you went out at home, which again, that's 2 quad ones, and then Texas, which would be a quad 2. If you went out at home, you might be locked in at that point.
Yeah.
Because of the net ranking and where you're at. And I mean, again, I think no one knows for sure, but based on the short history of the net ranking, like, yeah, no, this sounds about right. Like they're in position. As long as they went out at home, they're fine. And I've been saying that now for like the last week and a half, to just win your games at home, you should be fine. Obviously, Alabama, had you beaten Alabama, we'd be having a far different conversation. But
we'd be worried about, we'd be talking about seeds instead of are we going to make it?
Which I think we will be. Now, yeah, if you go on the road, you beat Auburn, holy crap. Now we've completely flipped the script. But Arkansas's in a good position, which is wild considering they're just 3-8 in quad one games.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild.
That's crazy
that they're in this position. And to be fair, not many teams at this point in the year have played that many that many quad one teams. Vanderbilt's very similar, 2-7 against quad one. So, and the quad 2 that's not good either. Arkansas's 1-2 there. And then on a neutral floor, you really, from what I understand, you need to be a lot better on the neutral floor too. You need to be like if you're going to play 3, then ideally you need to be 3-0 on the neutral floor. That also can help you out a little bit. Ty, we own A&M basketball. I don't think you heard me right. I never said that.
We said they own us and everything.
Yeah, I said they own us. It was we needed 4 more wins before LSU. So again, they are, yeah, I mean, they're in a really, really good position. They're not supposed to drop based on who they play.
You're making me feel good, bro. You're making me feel better.
Outside of South Carolina, I just don't know. Lunardi said that was considered a quad 1. We heard it. You guys all heard it. I don't know how the hell that's possible. I mean, they're not good. They're horrible in conference play.
Have they won a game in conference yet?
They are still winless.
Damn.
They're 0-12.
Oh, they're only 10-15 overall. We're 15-10. Yeah, they're pretty bad.
They're really bad. But they're non-con. I think they grabbed at least one decent win. But yeah, like LSU, it looks like
it makes me sick. LSU's 2-10, and one of them is us.
Yeah, one of them is Arkansas. Yeah, and this is the other thing about the net ranking that's so wild. It has you rooting for teams that you should hate because you need them to win to boost your net ranking. And LSU's not going to do anything. All they're going to do is hurt your net as long as they keep losing, but not really because they're not sliding down the net because of who they're playing. So net ranking is confusing. I'm not sitting here pretending to know it all, but based on what I've heard Lunardi speak, not just here, but in other areas, other places, and on ESPN, and what I've listened to other basketball podcasts, and also the conversations I've had with Blake Lovell from Southeastern 16, who's a friend of the show and been on multiple times, this is just the way it works. It's weird. You know, then we're not even factoring like the automatic qualifier situation. Like if Arkansas were to win the SEC tournament, then you're in.
That would be amazing.
But you're in automatically, right? But if you lost out and then somehow won out in the SEC tournament, then you're in because you're an AQ. You're an automatic qualifier. It's college basketball. I have such a love-hate relationship with all this because then there's something I'm gonna miss a point on something and I'm gonna get a DM from someone tonight like, oh well, you didn't say this correctly or whatever. Blah blah blah. I'm like, listen, man, I don't pretend to be a professional on understanding all things net ranking, but this is the situation that we're in. Okay, yes. Yes, all time Arkansas has their number. I'm not arguing that, my man. I'm saying lately A&M has Arkansas's number in everything. Of course, the history, Arkansas has a plus win on A&M in football. They have a plus.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think it's down to single digits now, but it was at one point before they joined the SEC. It was like I don't know. It was a pretty decent margin of games.
We've been giving them a lot of help lately.
Yeah. Yeah. So turnovers. Oh yeah, John's talking about turnovers. Yeah, they're pretty bad.
Turnovers
are bad, man.
That was frustrating.
I don't know. I think I hit a nerve with Eric Musselman's ghost. We swept them last year. All right, cool. They knocked you out of the tournament 3 years ago. And I'm pretty sure there were years that Musselman lost to A&M when they were clearly the better team. And I remember that SEC tournament, that A&M team, they were fighting to get into the tournament, into the big dance. They beat Arkansas. They went into the SEC championship. And what's wild is that team was not good during the regular season. They struggled, and that's why they were in the position that they were in, where they had to go buy those wins. I say buy. They had to go get those wins in the SEC tournament, and they beat Arkansas, you know, and there were a couple other games that Musselman lost to them. If I remember right, there was one game at home where Arkansas was favored by pretty decent margin, and A&M came in and got the win. Maybe you're right. Maybe A&M has actually not handled Arkansas that well, but let me rant for just a damn minute, okay? Eric Musselman's ghost, good God.
Hey, you know what? LSU might beat South Carolina tomorrow.
Yeah.
They're 3.5 point favorites.
Are they?
Yeah.
There's no good games until I think Wednesday. There's a couple of good games. I was looking at Tuesday's schedule. So you do have South Carolina at Mississippi State. That is pretty good. Excuse me. A&M at Mississippi State. That's a pretty good one. And then Wednesday, yeah, of course, you got Arkansas at Auburn. You've got Alabama at Missouri, which would be an interesting game. That's another spread I'd like to see. I would take Bama, don't get me wrong, but Missouri's sneaky good at home, man. I mean, and they've got that 15th ranking, but they're really good at home. They're pretty difficult to beat on the road. So that might actually be a better game than people think.
Dude, what a freaking turnaround Missouri had, huh? I hate them, but damn. Dennis Gates is doing the damn thing.
Saturday's when it gets interesting. Georgia at Auburn. Don't expect much out of that. But then you've got Ole Miss at Vanderbilt on Saturday. 24 ranked Ole Miss at Vandy. I'm taking Vanderbilt in that game. I'm taking Vandy. Mississippi State at Oklahoma. Mississippi State should take care of business there. Oklahoma's been kind of sneaky good at home, but not really. They're nothing special. They haven't done anything in conference play. Tennessee at A&M. That's the big one. That's like in terms of like just the big matchups. That's number 6 Tennessee at number 7 Texas A&M. That's 11 a.m. tip-off. That's what I'm talking about.
That's going to be a good game.
I love those kind of games early. I love those games before noon. I love it. You got this big-time matchup. So that will probably be one of our predictors on. So that'll be up on Friday night. But Tennessee at A&M. And then Missouri at Arkansas, which will be 7 p.m. Saturday night. At least it's not 8 p.m., right? I mean,
that one I'm excited about. Yeah, at least it's not 8 p.m.
Revenge.
DC, I think because the game's at Auburn. Is it going to snow down there too?
I have no idea.
He asked, will they change the time on the game? Time on Wednesday for the game because of snow, but it's at Auburn, so I'm not sure what the weather's doing down there in hell. So I don't know.
Think they're getting snow. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
no, they're not because Kerper. No, wait, that was for this week. Never mind. Kerper. Someone in our audience is actually from Alabama. He lives in Alabama. In fact, I think he lives in Hoover, if I'm not mistaken.
Doesn't Mac live in Birmingham too?
That's what I said, Mac.
Oh, Mac. That's Kerper?
Yeah.
I didn't know they were the same
person. I thought it was Hoover.
I just know him as Mac.
Were they like really close? I don't know. But anyways, I don't know what their situation is as far as the weather. Yeah, it's probably a good thing that it's not in it's a good thing they're not playing here for that game.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, Hoover's just south of Birmingham. Okay. Where's
Camo Gang says his parents live 45 minutes from Auburn.
Oh, wow.
What that weather going to do, man?
Yeah, Auburn's just I know it's like southeast of Birmingham, I think, but I don't know what their weather's going to do this weekend. Should be fine.
I'm pumped about this crappy weather we're about to get. I get a day off.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Let's see. Yeah, it looks like it's just going to be raining down there. I'm actually looking at the radar.
Camo says it's not snowing. Yeah, never mind. It's Auburn. Yeah, it's Auburn. So Auburn does a lot of things really good. This is just unfortunate in this league where Arkansas is going to have to play. They turn around and they play just from playing A&M. Then you turn around and you play Auburn. And then you come home and you play a top 15 Mizzou team. Like, this is just absurd. But this is the world we live in now. Damn it. This is what happens when you get this higher quality of coaches in this conference. I don't like Arkansas. I don't think there's any, I'm not going to do what I did with Kentucky, where I said Arkansas was going to struggle to hang around and keep that single digits. And in fact, they went on the road and damn near probably should have won by more. Should have won by 12 or 14 points. I mean, they dominated Kentucky without showing it on the stat sheet, without showing it on the point total. But Auburn is a different animal. Again, this is one of the top. They're 85 points a game. This is a Kentucky level offense. They're only giving up 68 points a game. They're top 50 in rebounds, which is a good place to be. No, they're not an elite rebounding team, but they're pretty good. They just do a lot of good. They do a lot of things really good, and Broom is a big part of that. Now, he did re-injure against Alabama he re-injured himself.
Didn't know that.
He did, but it's like, I think he's fine. They said he was limping a little bit, but then I think he went out and played again. So I think he's fine. You wonder if he's limited at all. I'm going to guess probably not. That would be a pretty big swing. But for a team like Auburn, they just have so many good pieces, and they've got so much good depth.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, they've proven they can win without him already.
Yeah, and I don't think they lost without him. I don't remember. Maybe
they've only lost what, 1 or 2 games?
Yeah.
Not only they've only lost 1 SEC game.
Yeah. So I don't know, and that was to Ole Miss. I don't know that not having Broom obviously would be a big deal. You're talking about a guy that averages double-doubles.
That would be great.
I
said that would be great if they didn't have him.
18 points, almost 11 boards, 3 blocks a game. He's shooting 50%. Like, he just kind of does it all for him, man. And he doesn't move like a 6'10", 245, 250-pound.
He's pretty stout dude. He's a pretty stout dude.
Yeah, he moves up and down the floor really well, despite his size. They got a number of guards. They're a really, really well built team with a lot of depth. Guys that can come off the bench, get a few quick boards. They attack the offensive rim really well. They're just a really stout team. So, like, the answer or the question is, how do they walk into Auburn walk into Auburn, Alabama and pull away a dub? And it's going to be basically like you're playing a team that you've played before in terms of their style of play, but they're just built different, and they've got length, they've got size, and they've got the athletes to move up and down the floor at your pace. This is just not this is not a matchup you like for Arkansas. It's going to take guys like Brazil, Richmond, Jonas Adu coming off the bench and providing, very productive minutes on the floor. Like, it is all hands on deck to beat someone like this. This is like, I don't know, man. This is like Mario. This is your Bowser, the end of the level.
Yeah.
This is your Bowser fight, man. This is a tough one.
Well, the bottom line is those damn shots have to drop, man. The ones they're set up for. They got to drop, and then they're going to have to, I don't know.
I think it's the reliance on Nelly. Nelly's got to come through. Like, I feel like this is one of those games where Nelly's going to have to come through. And if not, pull his ass off the floor.
Yeah, quick, don't give him 30 minutes to play.
Don't give him 6 or 7 threes where he's knocking down 1 of 8.
I think they need to really focus on Z on the perimeter more.
That's what I was going to say. I think it's going to take Z pulling, because that's the thing about having a guy like that. And this is what we used to talk about with Connor Vanover. I can remember having these conversations in post games and throughout the week. Like, can you imagine if Connor could have played at that level where he had like 4 or 5 games. He had a stretch of games where he was knocking down 3 or 4 threes a game. Or maybe not that many, but he was racking up points. And then on the defensive side of things, he was getting boards. Did he get boxed out and thrown around? Yes, but there were times where he was able to do both. He would actually rebound pretty well, and then on the offensive end of the floor, he was knocking down some threes. It stretches the floor out. It opens up spacing, and against a team like Alabama or Auburn, you would love to have Broom kind of come out of his comfort zone and have to help deal with what's going on out on the perimeter. And you do that by someone like Big Z knocking down those perimeter shots. Nelly getting hot outside. Like, if you could find a way where maybe at the end of the game we're going, oh, damn, they shot 10 of 20 outside. Yeah, that's 50%, and that's insane. But it feels like it's got to be one of those kind of games because every shot is going to be contested in the paint. Post play is going to be huge if you can win some battles. However, one of the reasons why Arkansas is not a good rebounding team is because these guys get boxed out so often. They're out physicaled for these rebounds. Big Z is a good player. He can get 8 or 9 rebounds in a game, but I'm just going to say it. I love the guy, what he does for you on offense, but he is soft around the post on defense. He is soft. He gets beat off the dribble. He's not someone who, even on the offensive end of the floor, watch him on a cleanup attempt. If he gets an offensive rebound or if he misses his own shot, watch what he does with the ball. He either loses it or somehow someone swats it away or they steal it from him. He is lost around the around the rim. And is he a good rim defender? Can he alter shots and block shots? Yes, of course he can. He's the reason why Arkansas is one of the best shot blocking teams in the country. But he's just soft. He gets boxed out on rebounds, and they've got to get that's an area where you're not going to win that battle, but hopefully you can contest around the rim. If you do that, rack up some offensive boards, get some cleanup shots, get those second chance points, get the fast break points, play at a higher tempo. You've got a shot here. But I don't know, Travis. I don't know. What do you think the spread will be, and where would you put Arkansas?
I said about 9.5, I think. I do think they'll hang in there. I don't know. Again, if you know who really needs to step up in this game? Adu. Yeah. Adu is the same size as Broom, basically. He just got to step up, man. Like, we need Adu to have a good game so he can finally be a vital piece of the team. Z's going to be the tallest guy on the floor, obviously. So keep him on the perimeter, though. I don't care. The guy can make shots. He's our best 3-point shooter, in my opinion.
Well, he is, yeah. Percentage-wise and shots made per game.
Or Carter Knox. Carter Knox is pretty good, too. But, yeah, I mean, we need Adu to get in there and be physical, dude. If he can actually be worth, his salt, I guess you could say. Step the hell up, dude. Step up and be physical. We need the Adu that was at Tennessee, and we ain't seen him all year.
They've said, so a Tennessee fan, when Arkansas got Adu, one of the things that he said to me, and he reached out to me in a DM, and after Adu transferred here, and I think I made a comment on Twitter or something, I don't know, but he reached out. He was actually pretty cool about it, and I was kind of surprised, a respectful Tennessee fan. I've seen a couple, and I've had a couple DM me that were pretty respectful, but he said, listen, Adu is not a big physical guy. That's not his game, and he called him a finesse rebounder. I don't really know what that is, but the more I watch him play, it's like, all right, maybe he's on to something. Maybe Adu is just not that guy that's going to go up and get the physical rebound.
See, when we got him, I thought he was going to be that. I was like, oh, he's going to be the balls, man. And just, no, not at all.
Well, against A&M, he did have 3 boards, but 20 minutes, that was his production.
Didn't he actually make a shot in that game?
He had 4 points.
Yeah, I mean, he's 6'11", 240. He's literally the same size as Broom. He just needs to step up, man.
He's just a different player.
Yeah.
I do think it is that Tennessee system, and I get it. Like that's a system he's going to flourish in, and I guess whatever Cal does differently compared to what they do at Tennessee. Maybe he's just not meshing. I don't know. Yeah, he had 4 points. He was 2 of 4 at the free throw line, and he made 1 field goal. He had 1 shot that went in. I never thought he was going to be an offensive guy. I knew that, okay, he's just going to be a defensive guy who's going to help us get, it's going to be a 7-8 rebound a night kind of guy. Mm-hmm. Maybe he can get some cleanup points. Maybe he can help provide second chance opportunities. And I don't know that he even averages 1 offensive rebound a game. I mean, it's really bad.
He's really soft, dude. He's made of wet paper towels.
He really is, yeah.
And it's sad because I think he could be good. He's just, I don't know if it's mentality or what it is. He's got damn size, dude. You just gotta, nut up.
Yeah. Let's see. I like our chances away from Bud Walton, says Mr. DC Kyle.
I agree.
They are better, and that's why they seem to play better on the road. And here's the other thing too, like Neville Arena, it's not a high capacity. I think it's around 9,000, I think is the capacity. I could be wrong. I think it's right around 9,000. It's not a place, even while Bruce Pearl's been there, where you're like, oh my God, this is the most epic environment, atmosphere ever. Oh my God. Neville Arena I wouldn't even put it in. And don't get me wrong, Bruce Pearl wins games at home. No doubt about it. I get that. Bruce Pearl and his teams are really good at home. But never before And early on in Bruce Pearl's career, like no one ever talked about Neville. You talked about Arkansas, you talked about Bud Walton. Even when they weren't good, it was like, damn, we got to go play inside Bud Walton. And that's what's so strange about this team this year is like they actually are better away from Bud Walton. And we have seen that before. We have. I think there are a couple of must years where we thought, wow, they actually are. They thrive in a more hostile environment. But Neville is not a place that you should be fearful of. But it's just that Auburn is so good. And it's going to spot them some points for sure. And their fans are going to be rowdy because guess what? Auburn's the best in the land. That is the best basketball team in the country. So they're going to be loud. And it's going to be hostile, no doubt.
Marcus Modoc, how can you bench Davis and play who? We have legit 8 players. You're right. I know. I saw somebody say that if Nelly ain't good, bench him. And I was like, well, they're gonna need him.
Well, he's got to. His minutes need to be reduced.
Yeah, I think so.
If he's gonna fire off shots, put in the way Billy Richmond's played. Why not substitute the 2 out? Why not put in Richmond in more for Nelly?
Yeah.
Why not? He hustles to rebounds. He's starting to figure it out on the offensive end. I mean, I think he's only averaging like 5 points a game, but his minutes are starting to increase. We're starting to see him. I mean, he had 9 points against Bama. He had 6 against A&M. He had only 4 against LSU. He didn't have a lot of minutes in that one, just 22. He only played 9 minutes versus Texas. But in those 9 minutes, he got in foul trouble. I remember that, but he had 4 points, and I think he had a couple of boards and a block, and I thought he had an assist in that game. Yeah, no, I get he's not wrong. Like, who are you going to sub him out for? But, like, what we're talking about, and maybe you're late to what we're discussing, what we're talking about is we can't have this, Nelly Davis shooting, going 0 for 5 outside, 0 for 6, and then just leaving him on the floor.
Yeah, to keep being reckless.
To just keep being reckless. And he is the type of guy that will, if he gets the ball loose and he's out in transition and he sees a 3, he's going to take that opportunity. But the thing that drives me crazy about this dude's play since he's been in a Razorback jersey, watch him try to finish at the rim. It is like, are you new to basketball? Like, what are you doing at the rim? Like, his body contorts sometimes in a really weird way, and it's like he just doesn't know what he's doing.
Do you think it's because the defenders are more physical and he's scared of them?
I think
he's playing scared ball.
It could be that. It could be that the physicality of the SEC it's nothing like what he saw at FAU outside of maybe their Final Four run. It could be that, and I think he is capable of finishing at the rim. I want to know what his numbers are on layups. It's got to be bad.
He's missed a bunch.
It's so
that one
bad.
game where we missed like 12 layups or something crazy. What was it? Where Cal didn't believe it in the presser. It's like, have it up for Nelly, dude.
Yeah, and they were. Yeah, I bet 60% of them were Nelly.
Yeah,
so he just, I don't know. Billy Richmond, watch him finish at the rim. He can.
Yeah.
So, and you brought up Knox too. Like, Knox is catching fire.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you have some options at guard. You've got options. This is what I was talking about weeks ago. You've got some options to kind of play around with whatever, are you more limited than everybody else or most of the SEC? Yes, you are because of your lack of depth, but you do have some options to kind of play around with some things, and maybe that's less true since losing Boogie Flan, but I know it's less true because that's obviously one less talented guard on the floor, but this team can be really damn fun to watch when they're heating up outside. Like, there's something about this team when Big Z starts knocking down threes. They just change.
It's momentum,
They
play
all
feed
well
off
with
the
it.
momentum, man.
They play really well with the momentum.
Ty, did you call Auburn a shaky number 1? Who did that?
We missed layup Saturday, not just him. Well, again, Marcus, watch him try to finish at the rim. He is scared. Like, I think Travis might be right. And on top of that, he can be a little reckless with his shots outside. Calling Auburn shaky number 1. Who said that?
I don't know. That's what I was wondering. Maybe it was in the comments or something. Because no, they're number 1 solid.
Camo Gang did. Camo They beat Bama, lost to Florida and Duke. Shaky number 1. Are you serious?
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Hold on.
That's a
How
choice.
good is Duke right now? Look it up.
They lost to Kentucky.
They did, but they're 22-3.
Oh, damn.
14-1 in conference play. And yeah, I agree. The ACC is not what it once was. You got a few decent teams. I think Clemson has really surprised people. Louisville's good. They're 20-6, but they've been pretty good. The ACC is not strong. I wouldn't say they're strong, but Duke is legit like a Final Four caliber team. I'm not saying they're going to get there. They're probably the only like S tier team in that conference, but I don't know. Clemson's been fun to watch. I've watched them play a little bit this year.
Clemson's got a white dude on their team, and he is a dog, man. I don't know what his name is, but he's got like a white like a fro kind of thing.
Yeah.
That guy is a dog.
Well, no, wait. Are you talking about Cooper Flag at Duke?
Nah, it's on Duke. I'm talking about Clemson.
You're talking about Clemson. Oh, I was like, yeah, man.
Remember, my
Cooper
wife's a
Flag is
degenerate
him.
gambler, so I watch a lot of basketball games, man.
Yeah.
So she'll be like, "Hey, I got this game. We need to box these up." And I'm like, "All right." So I'll watch the games, and man, I hate that I don't know his name, but I don't really watch ACC basketball like that.
I've only watched Clemson. I watched them like half of one game earlier in the year before conference play, and I watched part of the when they played. I don't remember who that was early on in conference play. They have that Dylan Hunter kid. Dylan Hunter's really good. I think he's like a junior, but he's coming on. He's been pretty good for him. He only averages something like 8 points a game, but he's had a couple of really strong games. Like they're just pretty well built from the inside out. Clemson seems just like they're one of those teams like, damn, they're just really well coached. You know, kind of like Ole Miss. Like Ole Miss, talent wise, yeah, they got a couple of good pieces, but like that's just a really well coached team, and they're going to lose to teams with more talent, and that's why Ole Miss. I'm going to be real with you. Wouldn't shock me at all for them to be a one and done. Really wouldn't. Of course, that's going to depend on their seeding. But
his name's Ian Shefflin or something like that. It's a weird name. He's number 4.
Oh, yeah. The goofy kid with the locks.
Yeah.
He's got my locks. I know you're talking about. Yeah.
He's got the tie hair.
He's a good player. I don't think he's a high point guy, but I think he's
fun to watch though.
He's getting like 10 boards a game or something. Like, yeah, he's a really good player.
Yes, Bob Ross. Marcus said.
They've also got Chase Hunter too. Chase Hunter's a really good player. But yeah, I think there's going back to the SEC really quick and what Arkansas needs to do to bring it home. And we were going to talk baseball, but my God, we went on and on about basketball. I'll say it again. I don't think losing on the road is going to cost them, but lose to Auburn, not going to cost you. Lose to Missouri, again, it's more like a lost opportunity thing, but you need to win those games at home.
Yeah, like I think we need to get Missouri, man.
Just to be sure. Yeah, just beat these teams at home and you're fine.
We're also a different team than the first game against Missouri, too. We're playing way different.
Yeah.
We were on that 0-5 run when we played Mizzou the first time.
Camo says Auburn's my personal rivalry. Wait, gaff, if it makes sense.
Nope.
I don't know what he's talking about. Ty, I know we lost, but the team chemistry seems better. I like how they appear to all be engaged in the huddle. They are definitely playing hard and will not quit until the buzzer. Sam, you walked. Oh my God! Oh no! Where's John Haas and Mac? Someone screenshot that. He found a way. Hog Blitz found a way to make it about Sam.
Got it. Boom. All right, I got it. Real quick, Mac. Right? It's really easy to do. Just 3 buttons.
Did you watch any of the baseball games this weekend?
I watched 2 out of the 3. I didn't know the one was even happening today.
2 out of the 4.
2 out of the 4. So yeah, 2 out of the 4. See, there you go.
I get to watch a little bit.
I watched the first one where we were eating it pretty good and then won, and then I watched the second one where we mercy ruled them.
Yeah.
And third one I missed, and then today I didn't even find out. I was working all day, and then I was like, oh crap, we're playing baseball. Yeah, so did we win all 4?
Yeah, and they mercy ruled them today too. This bullpen
I hope the bats are warming up, man.
Well, I don't know. It's always these games that gets people like, oh my God, we scored how many runs in those 4 games? Like what? Pump the brakes a little bit. I don't know.
How good is
yet.
Washington State though? Like, are they?
Couldn't tell you. I have no idea. I don't know anything about Washington State. I know that they had a guy. They actually had a fan show up. I don't know if you saw that on Twitter, but he had that giant Washington State, the big Wazoo flag.
No, yeah, that's it.
You're not going to catch hell inside bomb. Not at all.
I've been kind of pissed since we lost A&M. I've kind of avoided Twitter. I ain't even going to lie.
Yeah, well, I don't blame you.
I don't know why.
They've got the college baseball, the college baseball series tournament, I guess is what they're calling this. I don't know. Oh no, they're calling it the Amegi Bank College Baseball Series. Okay, I was reading the title of what. Okay, Amegi Bank College Baseball Series. They're going to play Kansas State, TCU, who's always good, who has had Arkansas. I don't know if the ghost of Eric Musselman's still around, but that is a team that has had Arkansas's number in baseball. Yeah, they got them. And,
do you know how bad ESPN sucks with baseball? You can't even categorize it by league.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Sucks.
And then so you got Kansas State, TCU, and then Michigan.
When are those games? That's what I was just trying to look up our schedule.
February 21st, 7 p.m. God, thank you, Lord. I don't do post games for baseball.
The 7 p.m. Arkansas Razorbacks.
6 p.m. against TCU, and these are all down in Arlington. So you're kind of, you're down there in Big 12 country.
TCU at 6 and then Kansas at 7?
Well, Kansas State's at 7 on Friday.
Oh, Friday. Okay.
Yeah. And then February 22nd, you got TCU at 6 p.m. And then the 23rd, I don't know why, but they got Michigan. I was really hoping they would fill that third spot with like another Texas team or like Oklahoma State or something, but they get Michigan, and that's an 11 a.m. first pitch. So, again, that's a Globe Life field. Then you come home and you play at home forever, dude. They don't go on the road again until March 14th.
Damn.
To play Ole Miss. And it's all, crappy. It's
Charlotte, yeah.
Yeah, Charlotte, ULM might be pretty good. It seems like those teams down around that area.
Some of those teams will give you hell, man.
You're
just like, what are we doing here? Why are we losing to these guys?
It's like basketball. You get these mid-majors that come in. You're like, whoa, shit, they're pretty good. You got UCA on March 11th. So they're coming back. That'll be in Fayetteville. That's 6 p.m.
I got to go to a baseball game this year, man.
You do. You need to go.
Before I move back, I got to go to a baseball game.
I'm really thrilled they get South Carolina in Fayetteville. That's always like a pretty fun game. Unfortunately, you got to go to Vanderbilt. But you get Missouri at home. Who gives a shit? Like, they suck at baseball, but still, like, I guess that's a rivalry. Okay. Arkansas State will be on Tuesday, April 8th. I know there's one more good series. Oh yeah, A&M. A&M's coming to town. So
we need it. I'm so sick of A&M, dude.
Yeah, I am too. And then you got, the Longhorns. Okay, I thought that game was at Texas. Okay, that's in Fayetteville. Ooh, damn. Texas in Fayetteville, and then they're on the road the following weekend to play LSU, and then they're at home against Tennessee. I forgot all about this stretch.
Ooh, that'll be fun.
Damn. The last series of the season, of the regular season, is Tennessee coming to town.
That'll work. I'll take it.
I'm here for it. Absolutely. Damn. I forgot about that stretch of baseball. You don't get into the mindset of it until you're in it.
What the hell? So A&M's good at baseball? Number one. They're number one.
Oh, dude, my foot is cramping and I don't know why. Oh my God.
That sucks.
You ever get those random foot cramp? Oh God.
Nah, I'm not 50 yet.
Bro. Oh, damn, that hurts, man.
That sucks.
Oh, it's like
how many baseball teams in the SEC are in the top 10?
That's the strongest sport, without a doubt. It's the strongest sport for sure in the SEC. And that's
6 out of the 10 are SEC teams.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they'll send at minimum, I don't know, 4 teams to Omaha. I mean,
damn,
it's absurd.
Duke's putting it on Virginia right now in basketball.
Yeah, it's because Duke's good. Hog got to win the SEC. No way.
We've been over that. Rewind it.
Yeah, we've been over that. That's wrong. Sorry. That's incorrect. They do not.
Hog Blitz is going after John. Let's do this.
Is he saying he's going to do it?
No, he just said John. He's talking to John because John jumped on there.
Oh boy. Well, he won't do it. He won't come on.
So. Yeah, do it. Do it.
All right, man. Well, I guess that's really it. We went at an hour and 10. We appreciate everyone who stuck around. Make sure you, on your way out, like, share, subscribe. Shout out to the sponsors. Oh, by the way, yeah. We got some, wherever it is. Here we go. A&M, Mississippi State over on BroThrow. That game is tomorrow. We talked about it briefly. This is a big one. So use promo code Tusk, all caps, to get in on some peer-to-peer sports betting. A&M at Mississippi State. This is a big one. 3.5 in favor of Mississippi State. I mean, damn. That's a good one. 3.5 spread. Over under at 143.5.
I'm surprised Mississippi State is a favorite in that game. But I mean, I know they're at home, but
they're tough at home. Like everybody, right? Like,
yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Except us.
Fact. That's it. That is the truth right there.
What else you got? You got another game on BroThrow?
That's the only one I have pulled up. Who's the other one? We talked about it a minute ago. Wait. What am I looking at here? Why does this say? Oh, that's Saturday. Okay, I was confused for a second.
They do baseball too, or just basketball?
No, they don't do. As far as I could see, they don't do baseball. You do have South Carolina if you want to get crazy. You've got this game right here, South Carolina at LSU.
So tag Jessica because she'll do it.
Oh man,
what's the spread on that?
Two crappy teams. The over/unders at 139.5. 3.5 in favor of LSU.
It's the battle of suck. The battle of the Golden Crocs.
That's it. The Golden Croc. So go wander over to BroThrow. Again, that's promo code Tusk, all caps, to get in on some peer-to-peer betting. That's an interesting game. Even though it's two bad teams, like who cares? Maybe go over and make you some money. All right, man. Well, I guess I'll be back on for the post game for Arkansas and Auburn. Oh my God, upset would be wonderful. I just
if we win, I'll come in here and I'll call in.
Only if they win.
Only if they win. If we lose, I just don't want to talk to anybody. So I swear, man.
I'm the same way.
I get so pissy when we lose, dude.
After losing and then having to do an hour plus post game, I'm in like the worst mood.
Yeah, well, I just think like you're already pissed, and then you got to talk about how bad your team sucks for an hour.
Yeah,
and it's just like, nope, I don't want to do it.
That's rough.
Props to you for doing post games because I couldn't do it, man. I would just be bitching the whole time. I just get kicked off YouTube.
Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't. I've had moments where I thought, "Ooh, I shouldn't have said that." Whoops. All right. Well, again, shout out to Travis Ford. Thanks for coming on, man. Again, go check out the links provided for you down below. Direct service overhead. They've got you covered, man. Travis right here. He's the owner. Free estimates, quality parts, affordable outcomes, better than best results. What'd you say? How many 5-stars are you coming up on?
We're almost to 900. That's just in Little Rock. I got another 300 here.
Oh my God.
We've eclipsed 1,000 for sure, like collectively. Holy crap. We're getting there, guys.
That is a lot of 5-star reviews. So you guys, if you need some work done, give them a holler. Go check out the link provided for you. And of course, as well with BroThrow, check out the links. And consider
spend some money on BroThrow, man.
What?
Says spend some money on BroThrow. Put $5 on there. I'll bet you. Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah, we need to put some bets down. These are the cards, by the way. Really quick. I know a few of you are still hanging around. Check this out. $8, folks. That's a chrome or a foil. That's Walsh in his McDonald's All-American. That's a McDonald's All-American Jordan Walsh right there. That's for the $8, folks. The cards this month are wild for baseball. Autographed for the baseball nerds out there. James McCann. Great catcher.
Where do you get these?
Bro.
Tell me off air.
Well, yeah, maybe I will. Also, Mason Jones. Autographed.
You know he used to be fat?
Huh?
You know who used to be fat?
I remember that. Yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
And then probably I've had this card in my possession for like a year, and I have put off making it a part of the giveaway. Right there, Kevin Kopp's autograph, bro.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
Oh, I want in on that one.
Kevin Kopp's, dude. Legendary status. Legendary status, members. That's a big one. So come check it out.
I'm going to sign up. I want that card.
You're already a sponsor, bro. I'm probably like, no, I already sponsor you. Just give me all your cards. All right, everybody. Appreciate you. Make sure you like, share, subscribe on your way out. And yeah, I will see you on Wednesday night. Yay.
I might if we win.
You should. You should come be a part of it. You really should. All right. I will I'll see you guys in the post game for Auburn. Oof.